So hey guys, just checking in. I hope that this finds everybody doing well. And today is Monday, September 30th. It's the end of the month, and I hope everybody has a good day. Stay safe, and I thank you for being here. Sorry it's not live. Just have a couple of things to do. We're supposed to touch base and do a card reading and a general reading, and I will do that. I got called in for a couple other reasons and some situations. So yeah, doing what I gotta do, and just dealing with what I gotta do, and humbling myself and knowing when something's not right. It's not right. So it's not okay to be a bully. Mr. Zitano and Miss Zitano, bullies, Zitanos, one big, one really small, but yet they think the bigger they are, the harder they fall. The smaller they are, the you never know with that, huh? You might just crawl. I don't know, but honestly, I don't know you. I did nothing to you, so to be verbally and emotionally assaulted, that's not okay. That's absolute abuse, and I'd much rather have you punch me in the face. And you might as well, because that's what you were threatening to do when you hovered over me and in my space and didn't give me breathing room. And then, I don't know, the warden, the little freaking chihuahua came nipping at my freaking, at my ankles because, like, I don't know. I thought she came out of the cut. I thought she was just like walking down the street. She came out charging at me like she was like queen shit. Like, did it and ran. First of all, slow your roll. I don't know you, and don't ever come charging at me again. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not the one, and my children have been bullied, and I have went through mentoring, and I have done so much, and I've been bullied, and it's not okay. And that is some PTSD. So thank you for bringing that back up, and for you to make threats to me and then keep circling around my house. Do you think I don't know? I have it. I have it all, and it's okay that you do that. But like, I don't know what you're gaining from that. If you want some information, then maybe you should talk like a normal human being and not threaten me and make me feel unsafe. And, you know, your spit was literally flowing on me like a shower. And I'm not okay with that. So I'm going to let everybody know. So, Mr. Zitano and Mrs. Zitano, Jared, okay, and Jessica, I'm sorry. Not okay. And I'm gonna call you on it. Not okay either, Miss Kudo. Sorry, Judith Kudo. It's not okay that you just sat there and allowed that to happen, and then you tell your son, I didn't see anything. I don't know, I went in. That's such bullshit. Like, you can bullshit a bullshitter, but like, it's pretty bad. Like, when you've been lying to him like his whole life. Like, and then you wonder why he doesn't want to be around in the house all the time. And then all you do is bark orders at him. Like, um, it doesn't matter. And remember, he didn't want to come back and live with mommy. Y'all picked him up like he was a kid and came on a states and states away and showed up at his work and was like, no ifs, ands, or buts, you're coming home with me. Last time I checked, he was a grown-ass adult and he had a family, and you took that away from him. And I think he deserves answers, don't you think? Some kind of closure? That's okay. That's not right, because it clearly had something to do with you, mom. Sorry, but you got him like under your loop or something, and then you tell him, oh, the house is in his name. No, the hell it's not. No, it's not. Don't lie to him. Don't. And then you're mad because he's respectful enough to come and visit with me, because I don't know, apparently I'm not wanted at your house. But it's okay when you needed something from me, or you needed Joe to go somewhere, me to go to the doctors with Joe, make sure he was okay. Oh, it's okay when you know you ask and he comes home with a nice outfit and you're like, oh, where'd you get that? Oh no, I got it for him. What's the problem? And then I said I was going to work on buying his tires, and then Mommy, you got to come and y'all want to work on getting his tires real quick. That's okay. You can push me away. Don't worry. You have succeeded. And that's okay with me. But I'll tell you right now, like, the way you're treating him like he's less than, and that like he's stupid. And I'm sorry, he's not. So need I say more? And if the shoe fits, wear it. And like I said, I'm calling it as it is, and I have the recording that the police have gotten from across the street when this decided to go on. And the owner of the building, who I thought was Miss Couto, apparently maybe wasn't, because Joe's been lied to all his life, and I'm so sorry. And we just call him Joe, so we'll call him Jane. Could be Joe Schmo or John Doe or Jane Doe. Okay, so let's leave it at that. So it's not okay. And just because you want him to do what you want to do, but it's okay when you go out and you're walking and getting into your car, you're fine. You walk just fine, but then all of a sudden, hours later, you're like, oh my God, Mr. John Doe, I need you to come do this and go do this because my back is killing me. But yet, you just went and did a whole bunch of errands. And let me call you one more thing, mister, that happened that day. So, that's pretty damn shame when you say, like, the house was under someone else's name when it wasn't, and that you, like, mislead him to sign papers. Do you know that that's against the law? And that's fraud, because that's the government. So whether it be a house or not. So, hey, I know about it. So maybe I'll make sure that, hey, people are aware. You don't know what you don't know. And that's not okay. And I'm sorry. Treating him that he's less than, no. And then you wonder why he feels the way he feels. Because you make him feel that way. You belittle him. And everything he says that to a response to what you say, Mrs. John Doe's mama Dukes, that's a lie. And you say, oh, I never said that. Oh, you didn't. That's funny because he's heard it with his own mouth. He didn't have to hear it from anybody else. He heard it from you. But that's just, like, that's where the problem lies. Now I can kind of see, like, how you have him under your spell. Listen, he's a very smart guy, okay? And he can go. He deserves the utmost best, okay? Because he does nothing but bow down for you, and you have ruined any kind of relationship that he could ever have. So how do you feel about yourself? Like, how old? He's over 50 years old. Like, when are you gonna just let him be? Let him do what he wants to do. And if you are going to, sabotage any kind of happiness that he tries to have, do you know in the end, that's just, I am a firm believer in karma. What goes around comes around. So, like, that's horrible. And then, so God forbid something happens and this world is just, going to shit. Pardon my language, but people are dropping like flies, and, God's making his army beef up there. Okay, my uncle too, my grandpa's up there, Charlie's up there. But I'm gonna tell you right now, God doesn't sleep, and God doesn't like ugly, and it's not okay. So you and the rest of the family, including the sisters, you guys were all in on that, and like, it's like, hey, joke's on him. No, because you thought he would never find out. What do you think, he's stupid? No, he's far from it. Okay, and I'll be the first one to say it. And whether or not he agrees or not, he knows he's a smart guy, because look at all the stuff that he does, and look at all of the times you just take advantage of it. I mean, I still have the video of you walking outside to your truck, and then you got out and you went out in the backyard and you was talking to the neighbor. Yeah, you don't know when this was, but I saw you, and the cameras all see you, but yet you was fine. And then, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't do anything because my back's killing me and I can't move. Really? Convenient. That's just convenient that it would be, when he got out, or was out of work and he had stuff to do, or maybe he was going to come hang out. That's okay. It's all good. And I always respect my elders to the fullest. That's what I was taught. But I'll tell you right now, I treat people how they treat me. And I don't care how old you are. But for you to allow that to happen at your house, and for someone that's not even your blood, sat there and literally pushed your son and hit him all the way into the house at least 20 feet. And he hit his head. Now, what had happened if he had a concussion and he didn't wake up? Oh, maybe you wouldn't need my help, that nurse that I am. And instead of trying to tell them, it's not okay, and they're screaming in my face when I did absolutely nothing wrong, and all I was doing was sitting and minding my business, but I was told to shut the fuck up. And to me, that's bullying, and that's a threat. And then gonna keep driving around my house and make threat and tell me if I ever come back here, don't worry, you watching me, and I'm nothing but this and that. That's okay. I'm so glad that you feel that way, and I'm sorry you feel that way. And you know what? You are entitled to your opinion. Guess what? Your opinion of me is none of my damn business. But what you do to Mr. John Doe does concern me, okay? And it does. Whether you like it or not, we've been together for over a year, okay? Yep. And we have had great times. I don't know. What else do you want to know, Mom? I mean, you're up his butt so much. Yeah, he made love to me. We have sex. It's great. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Figured I'd let you know since you're so up in his business, But if you think you're just gonna just push people away and not give any answers, and then you just think he's just gonna come and bow down and do whatever, no. And if you think like that's all you're doing is making him miserable, you want him to be alone for the rest of his life. Oh, but wait a minute, you're not alone. And didn't you sat there and let them belittle me, belittle your son, put their hands on your son, blood, by the way, and let them totally get in my face, in my bubble, and stand and hover over me where I felt unsafe and I couldn't even get away. And I turned around and I even looked at you and you just sat there and looked right at me. And that's it, and still let it happen. I'm sorry, to me, that's an issue. And if you're more worried about your brother-in-law, your son-in-law, and then your own blood that's there bowing down to everything you do. Never mind, he got out of the truck. Who is he to get out of the truck like that? He acted like he was the warden. No, absolutely not. And I'll tell you right now, I won't tolerate it, and I'm not going to tolerate it around me, because if my son or anybody was there, that wouldn't have been okay. Absolutely not. And any kids that were down the street and all the way near the cemetery, they heard that too, because you allowed that. How embarrassing. How embarrassing, Mrs. Judith. And I'm sorry, and I'm no pun intended. Don't take it, but I'm gonna say it how it is, because you know what? I'm gonna let you know. So if you think you ruined something, you didn't ruin anything. I promise. It's all good. And if you think that Joe doesn't know that there's a reason that you're not telling him, and whatever you did, you had it all planned out, and you came and got him, and it was all some hidden secret. But don't you think he has a right to deserve to have closure before, like he does pass, or God forbid, knock on air because wood burns, you never know, this could be the last time, anybody lives. We don't know. You can get hit by a car tomorrow. I could. You don't know. But I'm saying, so that's what you want on your conscience? I don't know, maybe nobody's told you this because they all seem to be in cahoots, but I'm sticking up for him. He doesn't like it, he'll let me know, and I'll take it off, or I'll just blank your name out. But I'll surely make sure I put the bullies and what you did and what happened at the residence of that house. Apparently it's not yours, so Joe, Joe Schmo, Jane Doe, John Doe was lied to just as much as he was lied and coerced into signing things. And guess what? That's against the law. And I have that. And I have the paperwork, and I have it saying that he never did any of that. That's not what he was told, and he signed. If he signed that, then it was something totally, absolutely not, and you don't even have his name on there. So don't tell him some bullshit to make him feel better, okay? Because you know what, like you're just. I feel like it's worse, and you worked with kids all your life, but like in the school system. So you think it's okay to lie? I mean, I guess you know better than my kid's father, because that's what he does. And then you are in a relationship, and I'm very happy for you. And I don't ever get to go over there because of whatever reason. But you know what? Um, I'm not quite sure if you have a judgment thing, but just so you know, let's make this very well clear. Marijuana is a drug, one, that you do. Two, with your gummies or whatever, I don't care what it is, okay? That's still a drug. Alcohol is a drug, okay? So don't even go there. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So it's okay. Hey, it's okay. Hey, your significant other is an alcoholic. And nobody has to say that for me to not see that, okay? Because I did meet him that one time. And it was as he was leaving, so. But if you think that it's okay because it's alcohol, no, it's not, okay? So who are you to judge, or who are you to allow them in your home or in your property while you live there scream and belittle somebody and make them feel less than? Like, how proud do you feel about that? Let's put that out there, because now this is going to go all across, and I'm going to make sure. I don't care, and I'm putting it out there, okay? So, Mr. Jared Zitano, Miss Jessica Zitano, okay? So, you might want to find the next one to bully. Stop being a bully, okay? And you're supposed to be, like, professional people, like, and that wasn't professional. You charged at me. You threatened me just as well, and your husband threatened me like he was, like, some king shit. He hovered over me, and you are shorter than me. So, okay, if you had gotten any closer, your nose was nose to nose with mine. I could have just flicked you, okay? And you probably would have went flying across the street. But you know what? I had more respect than that, because it wasn't my place to do that, and I respect my elders, but I only respect it so much. You get what you give. So, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to put it out there, but if he ain't gonna say nothing to y'all, I'm gonna, because you hurt him, and you know what? And he's actually believing your lies until he actually realized it. Like, wow, y'all sat right there, and you look at him, and you invite him, and you have dinner and all this. You look at him right in his face, and you lie to him. Like, that's pathetic. Okay, so I'm just going to put that out there, and I'm not okay with that, Miss Couto, that you allowed that to be on your property, and you allowed somebody in your son-in-law, not even blood, and your daughter that's blood, to assault me verbally and mentally, and like spitting on me, and they were in my space. I couldn't even move, and they're swearing and threatening me. Well, why didn't you woman up and say, hey, back off? Who are you to do anything? And then put their hands on your son? And you sat there and you said, oh, I didn't see nothing. And then they call him, oh, yeah, you got to come feed the dog, don't. No, last time Jared, when he wanted to write that and text him, he said, you got something to say, come say it to him. Jared, you were at the house, so why didn't you feed the dog? Okay, you lazy fat fuck. Okay, so let's put it like that. I'm sorry, but let's call it as it is. You're surely not skinny, and you surely aren't fucking an angel. You're an Ashcon fuck. Thank you. Have a nice day.